Good morning, all. How's that sound for you, Mr. Donny Bell?
I can hear you loud and clearly, Rebs. Great to be on. Kia ora tātou.
How are we all? Just waiting for Mike to come back. There we go. He had to change his videos. And then, of course, why am I playing all that smashing sounds in the background, you may be wondering? What? Because our special guest today had a bit of fun behind the commentary box there in Ashburton in the weekend.
Some of your best work, Rebs. Some of your finest work.
Yeah. Trying to catch rugby balls. And then, of course, I've got these two gentlemen there with Mr. Chainsaw, Brendan Laney, all going, here we go, mid-Canterbury. And I'm thinking, oh, my God. And then, of course, someone must have got a few kicks over to win the multi because he went and congratulated him for getting a good payout from kicking the ball into his window. And then, of course, there he is in all his glory. So, yeah, welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, how you going, mate?
Rebs, outstanding. Such a brilliant intro. And, yeah, certainly left myself and Mike all smiles on Saturday afternoon. A very special day, a very fun day, a very entertaining day. There was breaking of glass. There was Tom Reeky's 50th. It was just an absolute whale of a time and a hoot of a time, and you've done outstandingly well there with the graphics of the cracked window. Of course, the rugby ball being kicked into it in the Bunnings Heartland Championship, the People's Championship, of course, there in the last round, the old ball hitting the window and cracking it, and certainly gave us a surprise right beside Mr. Brendan Bufflaney's head. I think he got quite the fright, as did I. So, yeah, outstanding intro, and kia ora tātou, and no mai haere mai to everyone that's here. It's an absolute pleasure to be brought on, boys. Very grateful.
Yeah, and Mike, you were over in the expensive seats there for a while. So, I mean, we'll get into it a little bit more as we go ahead. But, yeah, I'm guessing I see you took your lad along and you picked up. Did you get your free Kelsey and chips?
Yeah, I didn't. G'day, boys. I didn't, but the boy did. I spent probably about 20 minutes in the grandstand, and I thought, I've got to get over the other side and stir these North Otago supporters up. So I went over there and sat there and gave them a roasting for most of the game. So yeah, no, it was a great day. Yeah, very special day for Mid-Canterbury Rugby, and very honoured to have Donny and Buffer there.
Yeah, well, because we got such a packed show today, we'll just kick it off. Of course, the Heartland final round kicked off early at 1 o'clock over there in Masterton, and we had our first Golden Port game of the weekend, boys, with Wairarapa Bush getting the job done, I suppose you could say, against the oopsie, what am I doing there? Yeah, I'm just trying to find something so we can see each other, because I've disappeared off the screen. Hang on one moment, gentlemen. Where are we? That's better. Don't know why it's not centered, but that's good. So we had Wairarapa Bush getting up by 29-24, and Sam Alton Sexton going over the line in the 5th minute of extra time to secure them a second placing as it stood on the table. And then, of course, we had the game that you boys were at and calling, Mid-Canterbury, North Otago. Right, I'm sorry to say this, but I watched this. What dumb rugby North Otago were playing.
Yeah, that's a fair call, Rabs. They didn't turn up at all. They were a bit flustered. I thought they were a bit flustered, but the conditions didn't do them any favours. And our boys just put on a clinic, I think.
Yeah, and am I correct in saying game plan, Donny, was Mid-Canterbury was just keep the ball in the 22, because that's all you saw all game, the ball being kicked to the 22. I think we might have lost Donny. He might have frozen up on us. Oh, well, hopefully he'll come back and here we go. He's in the stream with audio only, so that's all good. Can you hear us, Donny? I'll unmute you. There we go. No, we can't unmute you. You're muted at your end. So if you're having troubles, Donny, log out, log back in. We'll bring you back. So South Canterbury. Mid Canterbury. I think they join South Canterbury now. Going perfect season. 8 games, 8 bonus points, 40 points. You'd be happy with that by your lads, Mike?
Yeah. No, it's been a great season. I can't really say much more than that. The boys have turned up every week, and it's shaping up to be a great weekend coming.
Okay, so we've just taken young Daniel off the screen. Hopefully he can log back in. Let's just see if that works. No, okay, so he may have to log back in there, Daniel. But anyway, South Canterbury hosted Horowhenua Kapiti, and pretty much Horowhenua brought the game to South Canterbury, but and they ran close. Only went down by 10 points, 31-21 to the Stallions down there in Timaru.
Yeah, horrendous conditions for rugby in Timaru. I thought Horowhenua played well, but South Canterbury were up for the challenge, and good to see Massey getting a try, the big winger. So there's all eyes on Timaru this weekend.
Yeah. Well, hopefully young Daniel's trying to log back in here. We're just waiting for him to connect his device. Wanganui teams, my God. I actually thought Wanganui were going to get up in this. And, Thames Valley just totally annihilated them. Yeah,
they did. I was quite disappointed with the Butcher boys' efforts. Thames Valley turned up to play. They got nothing to lose. They come back with a vengeance, and going forward, it's going to be the game of the round in Timaru this weekend. Yeah, totally. And we're just waiting for young Donny to sort out his Sky TV connection. Have you paid your bill, Donny? But
should be back now.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I can hear him somewhere in the background. And then, of course, we had East Coast hosting King Country, and of course the season of woe continued for the East Coast. Welcome back, Donny. Catching rugby balls again. No one must hit your window. King Country far too strong for East Coast, and then of course the game of the round for the Salad Dwellers, West Coast Buller. Alicia Tora got over the line, 52 tries in Heartland for him.
Hopefully you can get my connection. If not, I will.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Completely log in and see if
we can hear you, Donny.
Connection, so I can come back
we can hear you. We can hear you. So anyway, West Coast, what a show. I love it. Blooper moments. West Coast and Buller. The only person happy about this was Josh Flavel, who didn't have to fork out any whitebait, Mike and Donny.
Another whitebait stays in the West Coast for another season. Buller Buller were their own worst enemy, dropping balls and all sorts of carry on. But we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll
you there, Donny?
No, he's frozen up again on us, so he'll have to log in and. It must be the connection in wherever he is basically based at the moment. So we'll wait for him to come back on. And just as a parting shot here, it was on YouTube, and he was that West Coast game. I did share a few screenshots. Whoopee! And whoever the hell Sam Elliott is, he can just go and take a run and jump by going, it's all copyright. Well, it's on YouTube, mate. And what are you meant to do if you want to promote a rugby team or be a fan of a rugby team? About time West Coast brought their ship into order. So anyway, we'll just move on. And, of course, this is how the table finished up. It's a shame that we're having technical issues with Donny. Hopefully he can come back very shortly. But of course, the table ended up with Mid Canterbury on top, eight games, 8 wins, 8 bonus points, plus 182, making every post a winner on 40 points. South Canterbury and Thames equal on 29 points each. But of course, South Canterbury got up in the round robin, 35 to 34. And then, of course, we've just got a message from Thames Valley saying, how good is rugby? And they'll be coming for revenge this weekend when they travel to Timaru. And then the Mighty Bush boys, wow, they're in some rare area. It's been a while since they've been in a Meads Cup. And they finished there on 4th place. Biggest loser of the day was Wanganui. They dropped from 2nd down to 5th, equal with North Otago. But with their 39-21 win over North Otago, they get the top billing. So they've got plenty to play for with a possible final on the grabs. And then Poverty Bay and Horowhenua rounded out the Lahore Cup. And today, looking their wounds are King Country, West Coast, Buller and East Coast. So side note, if West Coast had not had 15 points deducted, as you can see by that table, they would have finished 8th, and poor old Horowhenua would not have been in the top 8. So that's quite an interesting statistic.
No, it's shaping up to be a great weekend of rugby. 4 games, 2 Meads, 2 Lahore finals, and every team deserves to be there. But yeah, I've been quite impressed with Wairarapa Bush this season, and obviously the big comeback from the Swamp Foxes. So. Yep, she's all to play for this weekend, and it's going to be great.
Yeah. So we'll get stuck into it. Hopefully, Donny can sort out his connection issues. Oh, I've got a private chat here. What's this one from? Here, boys, connection seems good just backstage. Oh, okay. Are you there, Mr. Donny Bell? Okay. He's not there at the moment, so I'll kick that connection off the studio. And hopefully he can log back in. So I'll just say to Donny to try again, please. But this is what happens, I suppose, when we get into doing something live. Yeah.
Send him a message on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, I've just messaged him. Yeah. So anyway, let's get stuck into where we're at now then with the finals, and we'll bring the screen up here, and of course it all kicks off at 1:35 down there in your land with Mid Canterbury taking on Wairarapa Bush in the Meads Cup semi-final at 1:35. So South Canterbury will be hosting Thames Valley at 3:35. Both of these games are going to be on Sky TV, so yay, back-to-back Heartland games. And then, of course, we'll have to look at the live streams for Wanganui Horowhenua at 2:30 and North Otago taking on Poverty Bay. That'll be an interesting one because North Otago haven't been doing any streaming this year, so it'll be interesting to see if they're actually going to pull some money out of the kitty to show that game online. And as I said, that's the Bunnings graphic there. But we'll just jump straight into it first.
Donny just messaged me. Can you send the link to his phone? Can you do that?
Oh, yes, we can do that.
Yeah, might be better.
So, yeah, Wanganui, Horowhenua. What do you think?
Yeah, two proud unions. I think Wanganui will be gutted after last weekend. They didn't really turn up at all. I respect that they've had injuries and all sorts of going on there, but Horowhenua are going good, and I'm expecting Wanganui to bounce back, and they should put 20 points on Horowhenua at least.
Yeah, well, they both met in round 6 of Heartland this year, with Wanganui getting up by 27 points to 21. And as you can see, a lot of W's there in the corner for Wanganui. The last loss was back in 2017 in round robin. And And yeah, it's sort of like, I still think in that Wanganui Horowhenua game, if there was 5 more minutes, it could have gone Horowhenua's way. But Wanganui held on. And but yeah, they've been so up and down this year, Wanganui, the Butcher Boys. But they've got plenty to play for. A win here will get them the Lahore Cup final, being the top dog.
Yeah, no, it'll be a great consolation for the year they've had. I've seen a couple of comments on social media from a couple of past Wanganui players saying that it's a rebuilding year for them, and they're right in amongst it now. So they can only go up from here.
Yeah, no. So I think we'll both go Wanganui then.
Yep.
Yeah, because I tell you, it's as I said, all to play for. They're get along to the game. Gates open at 2:00 for that game, and we will hopefully now welcome back to the stage. Can you hear us, Mr. Bell?
I can hear you loud and clearly. How can you hear me?
There it is.
Technology is brilliant, isn't it?
It's a wonderful thing. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And when you're ready, Rabs, I'd love to just touch on for 2 minutes a real quick wrap of the Heartland, seeing as I missed giving my 2 cents worth if I'm not too late.
No, you're right.
Not too late. The floor is yours, sir.
Fantastic. You're very kind. I really appreciate it, boys, and really appreciate you guys having me on the platform. I love this competition. It is just absolutely fantastic. It has been beyond exhilarating. Just wanted a massive credit to Wairarapa Bush. Obviously, that win, as you said there, in the Golden Point time over what has been a much improved poverty-based side, 29-24. I know you were all over that one like a seagull on a chip there, Rabs. Wairarapa Bush, their forward pack has been second to none. They've been simply outstanding. I thought their comeback win against the West Coast was phenomenal. I think their midfield's been very good, and I think they'll be a serious danger this coming weekend, but we'll talk about that later. But definitely looking forward to seeing Tanya Dearns down in, of course, returning to Las Vegas in welcomed open arms. Mid-Canterbury, they were so beyond connected on attack and defence, and so well-deserved winners over North Otago, who have had a great season but met their match in a team that has simply gone unbeaten and just know each other so well, and they're an extremely dangerous side. Mid-Canterbury, they have improved from last year. TK and Matt Winter have got that side humming, and they are a real dangerous beast with a lot of depth in that side. South Canterbury showing how well coached and that those experienced campaigners do know how to win games, beating a much improved Horowhenua Kapiti side. I think South Canterbury, if they're ever in finals, they're always a threat, and they showed that they're tried and true and that they never stop trying in games, with a win over Horowhenua Kapiti, who have got probably a couple more blows to land this season. They've been landing blows and surprising us all. I think they may continue to do that. Thames Valley, they know how to win big games. We saw last year them taking out the Meads Cup. That is a monumental win up there in the Cooks Gardens away from home against Wanganui. I commentated them when Fletcher Morgan slotted a 60-metre penalty to win this one a little bit more one-sided. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want to face Thames Valley in the top 4. They are a dangerous beast, and once again, like South Canterbury, know how to win finals. King Country, a very nice end of their campaign against Ngāti Porou East Coast, who week in and week out show a lot of pride, a lot of mana, a lot of great energy, and are a wonderful team in our competition. Unfortunately, it's been a real tough road for them with a narrow loss the week before to Bulla, but I hope they keep coming back with their numbers and their prayer community. But massive kudos to King Country, a really strong win there for the Rams. And well done to West Coast. I have to say it, in the Rundle Cup, I thought they might get hammered. A very inexperienced side as a 23, and they've gone and won for what I understand was a big Greymouth crowd there. So I hope I've covered that all right, boys. I don't think I've missed too much there on a quick fire wrap.
Yeah, bloody good. Bloody good. Love your work, Donnie.
Cheers, boys. Thanks for giving me that chance. Yeah. to run through.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no, that was perfect. And as I said, you know, I mean, sure, we're into the semi-finals now. We're only starting now to talk about the Lahore Cup, but we've got some great games to look forward to this weekend. And as I'll just bring that back up, the graphic here, and I'll take us down the bottom. As I said, you know, so Wanganui, Horowhenua at Cook's Gardens.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Red.
We've both gone Wanganui. How do you think? Do you think Horowhenua could upset here, Donny?
I think Wanganui will be hurting after last week. I really do. I think they'll be hurting at that loss. They're a prayer community. They've got some big game winners like Whakaragogo, Dougie Horrocks, obviously leading the side around. And credit to Horowhenua Company, who've got some good players, both in their forwards and back lines, some good young players. I think Wanganui will just be a bit strong, boys, but I'm picking Wanganui 12 and under in this one at the Cook's Gardens.
Yeah, no, okay, so all three of us have gone Wanganui there. And but yeah, it'll be a great game. It will be on their YouTube channel, I'm guessing, due to the other games being on the tally. Of course, then we've got North Otago hosting Poverty Bay. These two teams met back in 2023 in the corresponding fixture in the Lahore Cup. And Poverty Bay got up that day by 40 points to 35. I'm expecting tries galore here, gentlemen. I mean, last in round 5, North Otago came back from about 30 points down to win 59-33. And as I said, the game before that was the Lahore Cup final. We had 40 points to 35. In the round robin that year, it was 50 points to 35. Yeah, these two teams got no defence, but they know how to score points.
Yeah. I'm expecting North Otago to come out firing, but I'm also expecting the Poverty Bay boys to go down there and throw the ball around and really take it to North Otago. And I'm going to go Poverty Bay by 12.
Okie dokie, Donny.
I'm going to do the same there, Rebs. I think this Poverty Bay side's good enough. I think the Poverty Bay Weka have got a real belief about them, a real sense of belief, and they've pulled themselves together incredibly well this year on what was a struggling season in 2024. From what I saw of North Otago, I really liked aspects of their game, but they will have to have a massive improvement to beat that Poverty Bay side, even though they're playing at home. It could go either way. I know North Otago had their first 5 out last week and showed a lot of pride to fill that gap, but they'll have a lot of work to do. And I'm picking Poverty Bay to win this one narrowly, 12 and under, and I think there'll be points aplenty scored. That's not saying North Otago can't do a job, though. But Poverty Bay, for me, 12 and under.
Yeah, well, these two teams love meeting in semi-finals because we can even go back to the 2000 and 2001, the old MPC days, and they met head-to-head in semi-finals with North Otago taking those two games out, believe it or not, by 53 to 32, 53 to 32 and 43 to 20. The scores are just crazily, eerily similar to recent scores we've got at the moment.
Yeah.
Only because you two gentlemen have gone Poverty Bay, I'll say North Otago will get up and win this, and we'll be looking at maybe a Wanganui, or if we go with our results, our picks, we're looking at a Wanganui North Otago Lahore Cup next weekend.
Yeah, just a side note on the North Otago number 10. He's actually injured, and he's had a season-ending injury, and he's actually boarded a plane home. So I expect to see either Lockie Kingan or Isaac McClune Kingan fill that number 10 spot.
Yeah, I had a feeling he might be in, from what you mentioned last week, so it'll be Kingan or McClune. He's dead right, Reds. Mike's all over it. Just a bit of an experience there. I'm sure those boys semi-final on the line will turn up and play, and they'll be disappointed last week. They'll be disappointed to have leaked that many points, but they'll put that away. They'll put it to bed. It's like a fresh start come semi-finals. So the home team, I hope to see great support there in Oamaru for them. And I'm sure their loyal supporters, they had a tremendous turnout beside us to the right of the commentary box in Ashburton on the weekend. I hope to see the community come out and really rally around them. But that'll be tough without their key playmaker, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, gates, of course, they're open at, oopsie, I'll just see if we can sort that out. That's a bit better. Don't need to worry about my mug. Everyone sees my mug enough. So, yeah, kick off 2:30. I'm guessing gates open there at 2 o'clock. But, yeah, the Japanese boys, they've been actually quite influential in the Heartland competition this year with North Otago.
No, they have. When they played South Canterbury, the 9 and 10 combination, 12 and 13 combination was electric. Even the way number 9 on Saturday showed glimpses of what he can do, and he's got a really fast pass from the base of the scrum. So yeah, it's going to be a big blow to losing number 10, but there's two very capable lads sitting in the wings waiting.
Yeah, I'd like to second that. Yeah, I'd like to second that. Kenny Naka was very courageous. He was one of the better players in the loss to Mid-Canterbury. Their halfback, who actually did a really good job adapting later, and he jumped on the old sting, otherwise known as wing, later in the piece, and did a really fine job for about the final 20 minutes. He had to go play on the wing. Kenny Naka, he's been exceptional, and I was really impressed with the way he controlled the game in their win against South Canterbury down in Oamaru, as well as the midfield creating such nice punch and breaking the line at ease. So we do know what North Otago can deliver, and those players from abroad have been very good. Yeah, so I'll just go like, where are we? I'll just come back to here like that. There we go. Right, so yeah, so I mean, as I said, unfortunately, those two games are going to be on streaming services. So, but then, of course, we can all sit down and we'll kick off first, because I know you guys want to talk about the other games, about that other game. So we'll just jump straight in and talk about the Stallions and the Swamp Foxes. Well, have these two teams got the history or what? They just.
I mean, in recent years, it's been battle royal with, but in Heartland, the South Canterbury are leading 14 games to 5, and well, it's sort of like I've got a feeling I've got one of these results mixed up here. But in round 2, what a battle we had there. Turns out he could have stolen it right at the end, but missed a droppy, and South Canterbury got out of jail 35-34. There's only a try in Heartland between these two teams. I'm sure we'll hear from James Valley, and if anyone from South Canterbury is watching, give us your tips. But crazy is all I can say.
Yeah, Battle Royale. She's all on the line at Fraser Park. Two very strong unions going head to head. Willie Wright gets his 100th game. It's been no secret that South Canterbury have been missing a few frontliners. I see Miles Medlicott and Siuki Hala were back last week, but in all fairness, Nigel Walsh and Sean Breen are going to have to pick their strongest squad, because nothing else will do. And I really think this is going to be a cracker of a game. I'm going to go Thames Valley by 3.
Ooh. Donnie?
Yes, this game gets me really excited, really revs the engine, boys. I have had the pleasure of commentating these two sides on a number of occasions over the last few years. Now, reason I bring that up is I've really enjoyed seeing a taste of their footy cooling from the box seat of how strong both unions are and how dangerous they are. First of all, I'll touch on Thames Valley, the Swamp Foxes. We've got Swampies out there now watching the show. Big shout out to you. They're a team that have got a lot of home grounds throughout the Coromandel, and they have a really well-rounded side. They have guys that have taken off. They've had guys like Fletcher Morgan stepping up to NPC, and they've had guys who have come in and done a brilliant job. I think Collard or Colliard will be extremely dangerous from fullback. He's one of their serious threats, and they've also got some very experienced forwards, and they know how to win big games. We saw that, talked a bit about it earlier. They won the Meads Cup last year. They'll want to go back-to-back. They will theme it all about going back-to-back this year. I'm sure they already have. And we saw how much they pushed South Canterbury in the round-robin games. And I guess they're attacking, the way they possess such attacking prowess is a real danger and a real concern. And they'll back their forwards. They'll back their forwards to get those backs with a nice solid platform and use those backs who can cut any team up. So that's where I sit with Thames Valley. Now with South Canterbury, Willie Wright is critical. He has been in final after final, after semi-final, after semi-final. He knows how to win big games. He's not afraid to mix it with the big boys. 100 games, obviously, incredibly special for him. And he's one of those guys that you certainly would want on your team with his leadership and experience. The fact we're talking about experience, let's talk about Medlicott. Let's talk about Zach Saunders. These guys have been around for a long time. That's your 9, 10, 12 combo if they go with it. They have played in a winning formula where they basically won unbeaten games for around 4 years. You don't really want to come up against those guys. I think it's critical for Nigel Walsh, for Walsh and his side, to bring in a guy like Kakala. He has been a form number 8 of the competition. He's been a form player of the competition. That is a guy you want coming off the back fence. I personally would start him in a big game like this alongside your Connor Andersons, your Anthony Amatos if he's fit. You've got to play those, as Mike touched on before, you've got to play those experienced players. I think Thames will come down and it will be an incredibly tight one. I think the home crowd will get South Canterbury over the line at Fraser Park. I'm going South Canterbury by 12 and under, and I think it will be closer than we can ever imagine. May even go to Golden Point.
Thank you for saying Golden Point, because literally both these teams, we saw it in the round robin, they'll be going hammer and tongs. And really, do you want to listen to Jeremy Sutherland berate you after the game? I don't think so. I caught up with Willie in Masterton, and I said, I didn't expect to see you back again. And he said, the wife said go. So, you got to do what the wife says. Well done to Mrs. Wright for letting him play another season. But the way he's been playing, it's been great. I'm guessing he'll be one of the first guys on the plane to Samoa coming up for the tour at the end of the season. But, I literally was just on the radio with Smithy on Sport Nation, and at the start of the season, I had picked Mid-Canterbury, South Canterbury Meads Cup final. But I know. So what do? I changed my bet. So I've gone. I have to stick with it. If I'm wrong, I don't care. Rugby's winner on the day, as they say. But this will please the Thames crowd. I'm gonna go South Thames Valley to win in Golden Point with a droppy.
Oh goodness me! I'm the only one that thinks South. Yeah, sounds like everyone's picking a close one here.
Oh, it's as tight as a nun's nasty, as they say.
Yeah, I just seen a comment pop up there from Jess Wright, Willie's wife. Special day for the Wright family on Saturday. Behind every man that plays 100 games is family, wives, kids. So very special. And it's going to be a doozy. It really is. It's going to be the game of probably the game of the year.
I'll jump on that as well. Jess Wright is at every single game I've gone to commentating. She always says hi. Always see her at the end of the game and always says g'day, which is really cool, or smiles out. She's always got the kids there. The right kids always there. Got to meet the parents last year, which was really special. He is the epitome of Heartland rugby, Willie Wright. He really is. He's done some wonderful things for myself. collecting hats along the way of some South Canterbury gear, but not just because he's given me some freebies, but for him to play 100 games is very special, and just wanted to touch on that. But this game is honestly, it's right on the precipice. It could go either way, and I definitely don't want to write off what has been a really great Swamp Foxes team, because they just love rugby so much, and they do so much for the Heartland game. They have such amazing supporters, and their team will be doing every single thing they can for it, and they've got the ability across the park, as we talked about.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, and this is the beautiful thing, and this is what I was trying to answer on the radio earlier today. I mean, we're at 2 games where there was only like 4 points between both games. You couldn't get a tighter, more exciting semi-final lineup. I think it's probably the closest semi-final lineup we've seen in years in Heartland Championship.
Agreed. Hard to disagree from my involvement. Well, I can only really speak in regards to my involvement over the past 5 years. You guys will be able to backdate that slightly. I don't remember it being this close, and I think it's fair to say, we could talk about, obviously, the docking of points till the cows come home, but let's talk about the 8 teams that are there. I think they're the 8 deserved teams to be there in these quarterfinals, and especially we're talking about the Meads right now. Hard to separate these 4 sides, and I just think all the teams are where they should be, Rabs.
Yeah, totally. And also, we'll come into the game now. I suppose we better talk about this next bloody game.
Might want to touch on it, yeah.
Might want to touch on it. So we got the Hammers taking on Rory, the Stag. Again, going for the actual Meads Cup trophy there, all in its glory, all covered in silver. Hopefully Thames Valley haven't dented it too much after their victory last year like they've done the year before, or the last time they won it. But, we're looking at this 14 games in Heartland, 8-5 with a draw. Wairarapa Bush in the last 3 or 4 years have been building to this. I'm sure it's been a long time between drinks for these guys in Meads Cup. But, if we have a look at Heartland, it's been shared around quite a bit. I mean, we can go back to 2004 Division 3 MPC final when the Bush got up over there in Marsden by 16 points to 9. But it's been pretty even since Heartland kicked in. And the Hammers, well, heck, they got out of jail in Marsden with that 36-33 victory in round 3.
Yeah, we were lucky to walk away with a 1 up in Marsden during the round robin, to be fair. The Warren Bush forwards caused us all sorts of problems. They got some big ball carriers, which is no surprise. But down here in Ashburton, we're obviously not playing on that turf. Back in front of our home crowd. I think the boys are really connected this year. Exceptional leadership from Fridge and Declan, and well coached by Wince, TK, and Jimmy. But this game is going to be a ripper. I'm picking Mid Canterbury by 10.
Okay, so I'll point this out to you, Donnie. Since the draw in 2014 and Mid Canterbury winning in 2013, the spoils have gone to the away team in, what was that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the last 6 meetings, it's been the team on the bus that have walked away with the chocolates.
That's a huge stat in itself, Rabs. That is a really, really interesting stat. And there is no reason why Wairarapa Bush can't come down and win that game. They've shown us enough this year that they can. Did you want me just to climb into my thoughts with this one?
Sure.
I'll continue on. Yeah, we're on the right platform now. I've been really impressed. They've improved out of sight. They have been markedly better this year, the Wairarapa Bush side. I see their forwards as their danger. They have a great pack and a very good midfield. For me, the rest of the team is handy, but that's where I see their most dangerous threats. If it's Eschenbach who is playing first five, he'll need a huge game. But there's no reason why Wairarapa Bush won't have the belief to come down and get a job done. They are good enough to do it. But I'll tell you what, that mid-Canterbury side will know every inch of what Wairarapa Bush will throw at them, I'm sure. They do so much hard work. Jimmy, TK, Wince, they'll be up for it. They will have done their homework. I'm sure the mid-Canterbury side will be prepped and ready, as will Wairarapa Bush. But that mid-Canterbury side have so many experienced players, so many big game players, where you look at your Declan McCormicks, your Koratamanas, your Fridge Williamsons. You know, those guys have all been there before. Your Rikis have played in big games. I could name several. They will have to watch the threat of McLeod. But, I could talk about both teams till the cows come home. I personally am picking mid-Canterbury. I think there'll be barely anything in it. I think they'll win by 5. But I am not saying by any stretch that Wairarapa Bush can't come down. I think any of these 4 teams can win these games. It's not often, as you alluded to before, Abs, that every year you can come down and you can usually say this team will win, that team will win. I don't think we have the luxury of quite being able to say there's red-hot favourites in any game. But to me, mid-Canterbury will nudge this game at the Ashburton Showgrounds.
Yeah, well, other than a blowout back in 2017 when Mid-Canterbury, I was at that game, when they smashed Wairarapa and Marsden by 60 points. One thing about Wairarapa is they've been consistent. 33 points last game, 33, 28, 31, 26, 30, 30. They know how to put the points on. And last weekend they were missing Israeli Buamaiwai because he was actually ill. He was a bit crook. But he should be hopefully back fit and ready this weekend.
He'll be
Buamaiwai brothers. You got the Leomanu brothers. You got the Eschenbach brothers. There's brothers galore that know each other. And I tell you, they will be looking at it hard. They've been managing their bench really well as well.
Etc. Coming on, dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. But I would be expecting to see Sam Walton Sexton start this weekend with Pickering, old head on the bench. And then, of course, you got Lewis Bush there. He'll probably, I'm guessing, will start the game, but he is a great impact player there. So just for the hell of it, and we'll leave the deciding vote there to go to Mr. Sheehan. But I'm going to go that Wairarapa Bush are going to win by 6 points.
Good on you. Good on you going Wairarapa Bush, Rabs. They'll be right there, as you said, the Leomanu brothers there at prop. Guys like Matuatua to come on, Eschenbach, Walton Sexton. They've got the team to do it. They've got the team across the park to get a job done. And every single game, near every single game, they've been competitive. So extremely hard to separate. But they've definitely got the cattle this year. They've really grown on what they had last year, haven't they?
And they have. As I was saying, the good thing about Wairarapa, and I'm calling this now, they are a powerhouse for the next 2 to 3 seasons. Their under-16s and under-18s have been winning games galore up here in the North Island. They've been building that experience. They've got, a few of the young guys out of college have been picked up by these NPC teams, i.e. Johnny Falloon for Wellington a couple of weekends ago out of Rathkill. They're building a good platform moving forward, and it's going to be exciting times ahead for the Bush supporters. So, exciting. So,
very much so.
Yeah. So, Mike, no, sorry, go ahead, Donnie.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I agree, and I've probably under-talked. We've talked up Wairarapa Bush heavily now, and rightly so. they will be a very strong force as well. But I just wanted to, at the same time, take nothing away from the Hammers. They put 40 points on North Otago. 40 points. Now, that North Otago ain't a bad side. First 5 out or not. They've gone and absolutely obliterated them when they didn't desperately have to win the game. Yes, they wanted to wrap up the Hannon Shield for the year, I'm sure. Yes, they wanted to defend their unbeaten run. They could only finish first. They could only finish first only. They didn't really have massive amounts other than the Hannon Shield and some momentum coming into the finals. They are a ruthless side, Mid-Canterbury, and they are rightly sitting on 8 wins from 8 games. They will be a dangerous beast come Saturday at home in Ashburton. I think I just need to touch on that very quickly. Yeah.
So, Mike, the deciding vote's yours. I wonder which way you're going.
Oh, I'm going the way of the mighty men in mid, but I just wanted to comment on the depth of our squad. Like last weekend, we played a different back line. Obviously, Riki was 10, Fotu at 12, and Toley at 13. And they played really well. Like Fotu and Toley have got a good understanding of each other, and there's obviously Donny's alluded to Hugh Cameron and Sam Pearce. So we've got speed to burn, but yeah, I think this game's going to be a brutal up front. It's going to be forwards on forwards, and both teams looking for quality ball. But we've got game breakers like Declan McCormick and Kieran McClay. But it's going to be a great game. Hammers by 5, 3 to 5, easy.
Stage is set for that one. It really is. As Rev said, they're just such they're easily the best 4 teams for mine, actually. In the comp when it comes to finals. So the 4 teams that I think could go the furthest there. I think there's a little bit of a split. Even though it was close on points, I think they are the 4 better sides of the comp as opposed to that other 5 to 8.
Yeah, and as I said, because you'll see the stats we throw up on our site every now and then of all the Heartland games. And, of course, Wanganui were there, but, okay, they finished 5th now. But, they're the top dogs in Heartland since 2006. But then you've got South Canterbury, you've got Mid-Canterbury, sitting there. And then you've also got North Otago, who are unlucky. Wairarapa Bush, they're normally midway. And they are where they are, because of what's happened during the season.
Where they deserve to be,
yeah. And then if you look at the Little Hawk Cup, in 7th and 8th place in all time, you've got Poverty Bay and Horowhenua. So it has made interesting reading because you've got King Country, you've got Buller down there. Well, Buller are actually quite high in the table after their run with James Lash and Marty Banks and co. a few years ago, picked up a few points. Yeah, but at the bottom there, you still got the West Coast Buller and King Country at the bottom. So historically, we do have the right finals here moving forward. So I'm salivating for Saturday afternoon. The Bears will be out. Drink responsibly. Be watching these games with massive interest. I don't know if I'm actually updating the Tribe app because they normally come and kick me off and do it themselves and take the glory for the whole season. So if Tribe are watching this, a nice shout out for me doing the whole season would be good. And thanks for shouting out all the update results last weekend, Donny, because I'm sitting there going, I'm updating them as fast as I can so you could read it off Tribe.
Thanks, Rebs. I'm glad you tuned in and heard that. I was trying to get those broadcasted games as much as I could in terms of update, just giving the people what they want and really appreciate the work that was done on Tribe. So incredibly grateful, and that's great. Geez, you've got eyes on everything, Rebs. It's great to see you. Saw me running through it. It's nice to keep everyone updated as much as we can, those proud families, communities out there with the clubs and letting them know how they're going in that final round. So appreciate the hard work of Tribe and the hard work you did there with the updates.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks for that. Yeah, it's like a Filipino call centre here on a Saturday afternoon. I've got TV screens open everywhere. Yeah, I've got more TV screens on than a Sky outside broadcast unit.
Yeah, that sounds like sounds like you're really keeping across the game. So I'll have to have a look at the home studio sometime. I couldn't imagine what it's like at your place on a Saturday. Is it just madness from about lunchtime? Is it?
It certainly is, and the family know do not speak to father until 6 p.m.
Right. Yes, indeed, and it sounds busy, and what a weekend we just had, and I know we're flying through, but I'm glad we touched on all those games because last weekend, what a pretty special finish to the old Bunnings Heartland Championship, eh?
Oh, it certainly is, and we've got plenty to look forward to. And I'm guessing you are calling the Mid-Canterbury game, you said?
Yes, I have confirmation. I know Mike's got his ears burning, and rightly so. I've been holding it back from him. Fantastic call, and I'm very honoured to say I've been given a semi-final this weekend. I'm so grateful. It's really made my year. Over the last 4 years, I've had the honour of being given a semi-final, but you never take these things for granted. You never know if you're going to get the call up. I was waiting by my phone eagerly from 8:30 Monday morning. As much as I would love to be in both places and calling those four beloved sides, I will be at the Ashburton Showgrounds come Saturday afternoon, ready to rumble. 1:35 p.m. kickoff, my understanding. So I'll be doing the Mid-Canterbury game, Buff and myself, Brendan Lane.
Oh, yeah, Buffers. Yeah, so do you know who's doing the South Canterbury game, Donny?
Unknown word as of this point in time.
Okay.
But, it'll be really interesting to see if the finals are in the South Island or North Island next week, boys. Always neutral as a commentator, but it's funny. You're always thinking the step ahead of the following week and where they may play and broadcast. So unsure there. Just know it's myself and Brendan Laney that will be down at the Ashburton Showgrounds, and I'd love to be at both, but I think it'd be pretty tough to go from one to the other. That's for sure. But great to be televised. Yeah,
I've got to say it. I mean, it only took Lundy half an hour to drive from Palmerston to Wellington.
Oh, goodness me. I won't comment on that one. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, no.
Ashburton to Timaru's short drive. But you'd have to leave the broadcast. And, I reckon you'd have about a quarter of an hour window to get down to Fraser Park for rehearsal, I'm sure.
Yeah, getting back to the commentary side of it, it'll be good to see if they can get a crew on site down there at Fraser Park. Obviously, they got that big box thingy that big cage thing on the roof there. It'll be good to get I don't know, Isaac Boss or Nigel Yeldon down there because they are two very good commentators along with yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There's some great commentators out there, and we broadcasted on site there in Timaru, of course, last year. Had the pleasure of doing that. Thank you very much to Sky, bringing you that semi-final there last year, and different areas of South Canterbury were broadcasted. And Fraser Park, I hope a lot of the community and the travelling Thames Valley supporters get out and watch that, and that'll be a great game no matter who's calling that. And, certainly some great commentators out there, and you're just happy to be calling the games. I'm so excited that they're both being broadcasted, those games. And, of course, the Lahore will, I'm sure, get the final broadcasted as per normal. And the streams there, such great. We're so grateful that obviously the hard work that Rabs does, that these games can be broadcasted so that you, friends, family, you guys can actually watch these games. And it's all to help you guys be able to see the sides you love, so it's really special.
Yeah, I might have to hit up Bob Delaney's Impact Apparel website and see what sort of specials he's got going on.
Yeah, big old shout out to the Impact Apparel, and it was great. I really appreciate you coming over, Mike, waving out and coming over. It was really special to be able to send Rabs a photo as well, send him a photo of the family down in Ash Vegas. So, it was really special for me as well, boys. I'm not sure if Mike's touched on it. It was was really cool to have my father come down and support me as well. You know, I've had a lot of people don't want to make this heavily about myself, but it's just really nice to have my father and, you know, be able to introduce him to special people like Jock Ross, Grant Perry, guys that he really enjoyed watching play in the 80s. And it was amazing. Mike said very well worth sticking around for the after function and was made feel very welcome there. So, yeah, it's what it's all about with Heartland Rugby, isn't it?
It certainly is. So to wrap it all up, the Heartland, and then we'll just have a quick look at those other sort of competitions. Yeah, to have a quick squiz at these other competitions. So Lahore Cup, okay, I'm going Wanganui, North Otago, and Wairarapa Bush travelling up to Thames. Mike?
I'm going Wanganui, Poverty Bay. I just think the Weekers have been unreal this year. Obviously led very well by Keanu Tamata. And Meads Cup, I am going Thames Valley. I probably won't be very popular after that, but it is what it is. Thames Valley and Mid Canterbury to come away with the spoils on the Meads Cup and the People's Championship, Bunnings Heartland Rugby.
And Donnie, looking forward to the grand final call in a couple of weeks.
Some big games coming up, that's for certain. Yeah, we live in hope. We live in hope, Rabs. Poverty Bay, Wanganui for me. Goodness me, I really think those games could go either way. I'm going to tip North Otago. Won't be stoked with me as much as I love them and have commentated them a few times. Yeah, I'm going Wanganui, Poverty Bay in the final of the Lahore Cup. And I think that'll be an enthralling couple of semi-finals. And Lahore, once again, evenly matched and a great final there. I think that'll be the way it goes. And I am picking a Mid-Canterbury, South Canterbury grand final. Once again, those games could swing either way, but Mid-Canterbury, South Canterbury meets Lahore, Wanganui, Poverty Bay.
So there you go.
So just a question: if Mid Canterbury win on Saturday, do we get the home final?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's my understanding as well, because you qualify first.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, in the weird world of NZR, the Meads Cup will be on the Saturday, and the Lahore Cup will be on the Sunday.
That's right. Well, too, that's how they've done it over the last few years, haven't they?
Yes. Why we have the grand final on the Saturday and the third and fourth place playoff on the Sunday, I don't know. They got to swap them around.
Yeah, it's interesting because you would have thought they would put the, without getting in and giving too much opinion on that. Yeah, it's sort of interesting the way they've got it round there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, all I'll say on that. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be good for little old Ashburton to hold a Meads Cup final, and hopefully they can fly the Meads Cup in on the helicopter, because there's plenty of space to land it.
We can have Ravs coming in on the helicopter bringing the Meads Cup in.
Imagine that.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, okay, I won't say no. But anyway, so that is Heartlands. We could talk all day about Heartlands, but we'll just move on because we've almost hit the hour, believe it or not.
Yeah, they've got to beat Wairarapa first as well, but yes, let's go.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, Farah Cup wrapped up. Waikato girls went back-to-back with a big victory over your Cantab girls by 19 points to 13. How have you found the Farah Cup watching this year?
Do you want to see Mike?
I don't really follow the girls, but yeah, I'm all about Heartland. But yeah, Waikato deserved winners, and I don't support Canterbury either. No offense, Donnie, but yeah, it's good to see Canterbury get beaten.
Good honesty, Mike. Rebs, that's probably one I can comment on. Just had the pleasure keeping myself fresh and really learning and developing as a commentator. I've had the pleasure of commentating this year 3 of the Farah Cup games on the Black Ferns and NZR YouTube, and I've managed to come across these teams, and that Waikato side very much deserved winners. I saw them play against Hawke's Bay Tui, and Hawke's Bay, actually, it was one of the rare games they put up one heck of a fight, and it was almost dead even at half-time, even Stephen. And then all of a sudden, that Waikato side put the foot on the gas and scored about 35 unanswered points in the second half. They are deadly from 1 to 15. Players like Caleb Bodle really leading that side. The number 7, their outside backs, so unbelievably dangerous. But they led from go to woe. And to me, they were the best side once again and deserved back-to-back champions. They run a lot of ball rather than kicking, and they're not afraid to run it from inside their 22-metre line, string together phases and score tries. And I think their fast-paced, frenetic rugby has worked incredibly well for them, just looking to use those wide lanes, those wide channels, and run teams off their feet. That's what I've seen from the Waikato ladies this year. And, yeah, they were exceptional and well-deserved finalists. Speaking of finalists, Canterbury deserved to be there. They had a very good side. Obviously, both teams didn't have their Black Ferns playing for them, but they were still strong. Canterbury had some strong, powerful forwards and some dangerous outside backs, and once again deserved to be in the final. They've been the bridesmaids on a couple of occasions. They want to go one better next year for sure and just build on that momentum. But an exceptional season for them, for Canterbury. Just couldn't quite go all the way, agonisingly close. So gutted for them to once again finish with a loss there, but within 7 points, so they can well and truly hold their chins high. And yeah, next year they'll want to go all the way. Always tough heading up to Waikato to play the final there. But that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, normally we'd have a look at all the results, but we are hitting the hour mark, so we'll just jump straight into it and get your guys' predictions on the quarterfinals we've reached in the MPC. So Otago are hosting Waikato on Friday night at 7:10. Bay of Plenty looking for revenge on last year. Tasman at Tauranga Domain at 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. So that's good. Unfortunately, we'll be watching the South Canterbury South Canterbury Thames Valley semi-final at the same time. Hawke's Bay 7 o'clock against Taranaki, and of course Counties, big win for them over Tasman last weekend. Travel down to Canterbury. So who are our semi-finalists going to be in the MPC?
Otago, Bay of Plenty, Taranaki, and Canterbury. That's my picks.
Okay, Donnie.
Completely agree with Mike on that. I've been absolutely blown away by Otago this year. They have been tremendous. They have improved out of sight. They are an extremely dangerous side. We saw what they did without players to Auckland last week, even though poor Auckland have been, not so poor Auckland for some, have been struggling. Otago looks so well-rounded and dangerous. Bay of Plenty are bringing tremendous momentum in. I think they'll win again. They are coming right at the back end of the season. Last sort of 3 weeks, they've been really good. Taranaki, I think they'll edge it away from home with their finals experience against Hawke's Bay. And I think John Alfoa has done a tremendous job with that Counties Manukau team. How good is it to see Counties Manukau in the in quarterfinals rugby? And they'll have a go. I think that Canterbury forward pack will be too big, too strong and experienced for them. So yes, Otago, Bay of Plenty, Taranaki, and Canterbury for mine.
Okay, well, I agree, all bar one. And I'm going to go Hawke's Bay, mighty Hurricanes franchise. Hawke's Bay to get up over Taranaki there at McLean Park. They've been going great guns themselves. So that's my pick there. So the way I think I worked this out is that we'll see a Canterbury Hawke's Bay semi-final and a Otago Bay of Plenty semi-final down there at Forsyth Bar in a fortnight's time. But I guess that will all come to fruition, because really that's just the sideshow, isn't it, for rugby in New Zealand, because we all know where the real entertainment is, and of course that is Heartland. And then just to wrap it up, the show, good win by the boys over there in Perth last weekend.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. Quinn Tupai, Leroy Carter, Roy Guard. Yeah, that's yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah,
And how bad was it that we lose the championship by a missed penalty by the Pumas?
Yeah, indeed. And they'll be ruining that loss to Argentina now in South America. Quintapai looks like he may have cemented the 13 jersey for sure. As we talked about, guys like Roy Guards, Carter, the backs were humming. And forward pack, Fabian Hollands really put his hand up. I was happy with the way the front row went. Artie's always Artie-like. But, yeah, they'll be ruining that. And it was a real shame Argentina couldn't do a job in Twickenham. But, yeah, South Africa, as much as it pains me to say it, deserved winners of that competition. But I feel like we lost it in that South America game.
Oh, totally. But I look at the table and all I can see is a draw. So it's tied for first. But a great comeback by Argentina after getting walloped in South Africa to come back and just fall short. I mean, you know, and now we have to look forward to maybe the next 1-2 years with no rugby championship because they're bringing back all the tours. And I thought that might have been your news that you've been shoulder tapped, Donny, to go to commentate the tour of South Africa.
Oh, it'd be great to go back to the Rainbow Nation, the Republic. That would have been that'd certainly be the dream for sure. You never say never, as I was saying before, Rabs, but we'll just keep the fingers and toes crossed and keep looking to develop.
Yeah, and
that'll be a great tour for the supporters.
Oh, it certainly will be. Well, I'll keep you guys just there for a minute after we go off the line, but that's pretty much the show. Go Heart! Good luck to all the Heartland teams this weekend. Get along, shout on your team. Let's pack out these parks because, especially in the Meads Cup, don't stay at home if you live 5 minutes away from the ground. Get down there and show the rest of the country how big Heartland rugby really, really is in the provinces because, it's going to be a humdinger of a weekend. I'm just buzzing now. It's only Tuesday.
Yeah.
Nice. So many days.
Yeah, no, it's good luck to all the teams and managers and players. They'll deserve to be there. And we're heading into a great weekend of rugby and up the mighty men of mid.
Awesome, thank you, Mike.
Going to be so good. Congrats to all those teams wholeheartedly, and all the best to their players, coaches, management, and make sure you get down there and support your beloved unions. They deserve to have your support down there. And how good is it to still have rugby going on?
Yeah, very good. So there you go, gentlemen. We will be back next week to cover all the results from the semis and the quarters, and look forward to next week's big final show. Until next week, we'll catch you all later.
I'll tell you what.
Bye.